Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel and the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans. And what we do around here is bring about conversations of a pro wrestling nature. And this is the 11/7/1987 edition of the Superstars of Wrestling Review Series. Very few of these left. Hopefully, they add more from 95, 96, but needless to say, running out of superstars here. Anyway, Jake Roberts opening the program here on the 7th of November 1987. Craig DeGeorge also interviews Jim Duggan, in which he's attacked from behind by King Harley Race. Duggan gets hit with his own 2x4, and Duggan becomes distracted. When he becomes distracted by Bobby Heenan, moments later, Race regains his control, and then um, um, he acknowledges his win over Danny Davis the previous week, also featuring closing comments from Superstar Billy Graham and Butch Reed and Slick regarding their match the following week. Jake Roberts defeats Rip Oliver 258 with a DDT. Rip Oliver, of course, a major force in Portland wrestling, but at the time nobody really necessarily was focused on that for Oliver, as it were. Roberts tries to get the short clothesline and puts the armbar on, hooks the armbar on. Worth taking a look at if you enjoy Jake Roberts. Roberts gets a little bit out of everything, does the arm tip up and really basic maneuvers. Roberts takes the man down, kind of stays on him on the DDT. 2 minutes 58 seconds is your win there, as mentioned. Race and Duggan go brawling into the obliterations here, as none other than Bobby Heenan provides the distraction. King Kong Bundy is here. Did realize that he was here up until the end of 87, actually into 1988. Just for some reason, Bundy loses his value a little bit as he goes at things. Pete Luddick uh, is here. Bobby Heenan brings out his other Heenan family member, of course, that happens to be none other than um, um, Andre the Giant, kind of the second that around, and again, King Kong Bundy is on Heenan's team for the upcoming deal there, and they actually bring out the whole uh, wonder that is the team for the Survivor Series, being less than a month away from the second WWF pay-per-view event of the year. Again, King Kong Bundy gets a little bit of a run here. Nothing major to write home about by any stretch of the imagination, but it's here. Also, a bit of I guess you'd say, a non-squash match event here, as Billy Jack Haynes and Ken Patera team up against Demolition. They'd been working the house shows together pretty consistently. Demolition, of course, being built to the Tag Team Championship. Of course, that win not coming until April of 1988 at WrestleMania 4, but that build is happening here, and a pretty basic series of matches, as it were. Um, kind of, the Demolition takes over. Very basic punch kick, the Demolition decapitation. Billy Jack Haynes may actually be done soon hereafter. I don't believe he's on the Survivor Series a little bit later, so this actually might be his last WWF television taping. Also, the attempted full Nelson there, and kind of going forward there. Hulk Hogan and Bam Bam Bigelow kind of getting ready for some tag action. Hogan endorsing Bigelow in the best way he knows how, and I gotta grab my phone. We'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail around that in just 1 second here. And again, I mean, it's a very simple thing. Louis Piccoli and Killer Khan up next here. Obviously, Killer Khan still kind of at the end of doing the honors for Hulk Hogan around, and Khan hits a backbreaker, among other things, goes to the top rope relatively quickly for the elimination of his opponent with the knee drop. Khan, though, post that really doesn't get too far. Randy Savage is out there next and kind of talking about the continuation of his Survivor Series team and kind of talks about eliminating the Honky Tonk Man, talks about eliminating other people. Also, the Pile Driver album is pretty main talk. And I mean, the Survivor Series at the time, the elimination concept of things, pretty basic there. And, I mean, they're hyping Pile Driver as a concept. The Hart Foundation talking about going at it with none other than the Strike Force coming up here. Strike Force and the Hart Foundation for the Tag Team Championships does become kind of the next major focus. That match is going to need to be continued right after I grab that phone. We'll be back right after this. And again, the Hart Foundation and Strike Force tag title switch, which I did not realize was this particular juncture, is what's here. Obviously, a major force there. Strike Force holding the championships from here in November until WrestleMania 4 in April. Again, I mean, a very good match in the sense of, number one, you don't generally get those on something like Superstars. Also, they're given about 10 minutes or so to go under. Match worth going out of your way to see as a title change, but also just as a match on its own. Martel fires up with a good bit of drop kicks on Bret Hart. Hart and Martel, I think, could have had an interesting singles feud had they ever gone in that direction. Also, Jim Neidhart does a bit of a cutoff. Neidhart having won or they having won the tag team championships from the Bulldogs, kind of a back double elbow, and ultimately good double teams from the team of, Strike Force. Good cutoff. Santana gets cut off in the corner of the Hart Foundation. Harts try to keep the match going in a positive direction for themselves as long as they possibly can. It doesn't necessarily go in the way that they want it to go, but it is there, and it's pretty simple, as it were. Ultimately, kind of keeping things going, and then obviously Bret Hart hits a pretty good run there, and ultimately kind of keeping things going around in a positive direction. Jim Neidhart managing to get things coming together there, and Neidhart kind of biting down on his adversary, and Neidhart then managing to do what he can where he can. Hart managing to cut him off a little bit, but not exactly getting everything he wants out of things. And again, Bret Hart managing to kind of keep things going in a good direction. Santana takes the majority of punishment for the team. Match turns into a bit of a brawl in the I guess mid portion would be the best way to put it. Hart then hits a body slam in the middle of the ring. Hart then kind of waits as there is the hot tag to Martel. Martel gets the double body slam on Jim Neidhart. The submission by Neidhart to the Boston Crab, just an interesting run. Although in the weeks and months to come, Neidhart, of course, saying he never submitted. And then, obviously, we have new tag team champions to close out this particular edition. We will be back with more right after this.